a handful out of the 100,000 doctors, Canadian doctors, that didn't take the vaccine that are still practicing medicine. So it's something like 99.9% vaccination rate. And they were the first ones to line up for their vaccines. Well, as I started looking at the sudden deaths of Canadian doctors, I realized, yes, most of them are dying from cardiac issues, heart injuries, cardiac arrests, dying while jogging or swimming, dying in their sleep. And Dr. Peter McCullough has talked about this extensively, about the myocarditis and the damage to the heart, the scarring to the heart. And then some were dying from blood clots, pulmonary emboli, strokes. But then there was quite a large subset of doctors who were developing extremely aggressive cancers. And cancers at an age that they shouldn't be getting. So, for example, there was a doctor who developed gastric cancer in his 30s. Presented at stage 4, he was dead in less than a year. Very rare brain cancers in young individuals in their 20s and 30s, medical students, medical residents. And these cancers would always present at stage 4, and they would always kill them in a matter of a few months, and it was always less than a year. And, at first I didn't know, what the term for this was or what the phenomenon was. I just started, really paying attention to it, tracking it. I then, realized that this is being called turbo cancer by people on social media. Turbo cancer is not a medical term, but it's a term that people came up with to really describe the extremely aggressive nature of these cancers in the COVID vaccinated. And these cancers behave completely differently, unlike anything I've seen before in my career. And I've diagnosed over 20,000 cancer patients in my career with cutting-edge PET-CT, positron emission tomography imaging, CT, MRI, pathological correlation. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen stage 4 breast cancers presenting in women in their 20s. I've never seen stage 4 colon cancers presenting in men and women in their 20s, 30s. Leukemias that will kill you in a matter of days or even hours after diagnosis. Lymphomas that again kill you in a matter of months.
Shalom, shalom, Akim. I'm the brother Malawan from GMS Suriname. Back with another lesson. This lesson is going to be a little long, but hopefully it will edify. Hopefully, people that are watching, people. How should I say this? The people that are watching. Let's just cut it short. I hope this lesson will be edifying to the people that are watching and to the people that are still doubting, man. English is not my first language, nor my second language, so it's a little bit rusty, if I can say it like that. But this lesson is going to go about the results of the vaccine, man. The people that ran and took the vaccine because they didn't want to lose their job, or they didn't want to lose their position, or the people that or the students that still wanted to go to school and they were forced to take it, because they all have the same excuse. Yes, I didn't want to lose my job, I was forced to take it. But you just could have said no. Your life is more important than the job, man. Your life is more important. And as this, and just like this guys just explained it, right there and then, that the results of the vaccine are kicking in now, because when they just took it, it wasn't effective immediately. The results are coming in now, man. Now people are dying rapidly from this, and the media is trying to cover it up, But I've managed to find a few articles within the span of 3 months. All these deaths came in the span of 3 months of all these articles. All these alarming rates of deaths. But I'm gonna go into those articles. But before I go into this lesson, I want to give all praises and honors to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Hashem, Ahmad. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone, men that are worthy of that double honors, and much love and salutations to the brothers out there that teach this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. Let's go into the comments. But before I go into the comments to see what the people are saying of this video, to see if people know people, that were in this situation, people that can talk about it. I'm gonna switch over to the Suriname language so that my people here may understand me. So shalom, shalom, brana sa mina parta malawan fu Jema Suriname en a lesson fu today. Ook abra a video say she daar net is a bit of once and say psa is a bit en dis na die gevolgen is a bit voor a COVID vaccine is a bit a COVID vaccine komt dat is een nodig de heeft dat in code want YouTube na zolang de meisje van dat je edify de people je tak true direct na maar de man je vernietig die video de maar best video direct dus maar heeft dat in code is a bit a COVID vaccine is a bit dis na de gevolgen van je toch like van dat ratak net na tabualos het model a COVID ekirisma en asan sama konshi isabito asan sama konshi voor a COVID voor a vaccine isabito na tak de a kek in tak o kiriu en ik je kans voor herstel isabito binnen 1 of 3 maanden je dede isabito de mane abateng voor go onderzoekasan voor kwanga wandresi voor fighting isabito na direct klari isabito de mane kia gelegen niet van dat ja 5 jaar of this of dat isabito de mane kia gelegen niet schreef isabito a maxing ne gia gelegenheid schreef na direct kiri terug isabito en dis na speciaal gides was a longo teken alhoewel de heer hem de prophet van dat a maxing ana was a figo teki isabito like for sabi uno kan tros ESAU schreef zolang ESAU elange anu kongi van dat awa yepiu ama apuasan ine baka edef sakap samando awandu angayu ESAU ne yepis ma gewoon isabito ESAU de wet ma ano sa o yepi gewoon ang de mo an tuwasan na ngay ina underground. Maar ko lees the comments. Want kan di one briba video ko go in the comment section. Ko luko sa this my taki. Wacht die. Is na aan de originele foto. Moest ik origineel aangoeden. Wacht die moest van de karen. My karen was fasi. I turbo cancer. Kom script turbo cancer. We kota sem interview van Mandis. Maar amoro lange versie. Dat je sa des my taki. Turbo cancer. Look bijvoorbeeld te zien.
Welcome to this video, and I'm delighted to welcome Dr. William. In recent years, have you seen an increase in aggressive cancers, higher grade cancers, cancers affecting younger people? What is sometimes called turbo cancer, and is that a term you like?
I have seen this, honestly, and I first saw this phenomenon in 2022. That was when I first realized that there's something else going on since the start of the pandemic that hadn't been properly characterized or looked at. I saw it among my colleagues, physician colleagues, who were coming down, young colleagues who were coming down with these extremely aggressive cancers, and cancers that behaved unlike anything I had seen before. And I have seen that since. I've seen that in nursing. I've seen that among teachers. These various professions that faced mandates at some point, and I'd seen this phenomenon, these very aggressive cancers, and they would kill the person very quickly. They would kill a person in a matter of 6 months. And so the behavior was very different. I alerted the Canadian Medical Association of this in September of 2022. I had alerted them that I had seen a number of my physicians' colleagues come down with these extremely aggressive cancers, and the term turbo cancer started to be used around that time as well. It's not a term I like. I don't like the term turbo cancer. It's not a medical term, and it's a term that someone who's sort of not aware of this phenomenon, these aggressive cancers, may not take seriously. It's a term that doesn't sound professional, but it's a term that I think really appropriately describes what I believe is a brand new phenomenon in cancer, which is that some people are now developing extremely aggressive cancers that present at stage 4. Usually, we're not catching them early on, we're catching them quite late. Stage 3, stage 4 presentations. Young people, these are shocking. When you see young women in their 20s present with stage 4 breast cancer, and they have no family history, and they have no genetic markers that you can detect, no BRCA1 or 2 mutation, that's when you realize that something is really wrong here. Colon cancers presenting in young people in their 20s and 30s, we shouldn't be seeing that. I always refer to the case of cholangiocarcinomas. These are bile duct cancers where the average age was 70. The average age of presentation. This is a cancer of the elderly, and yet we have 20, 25-year-olds presenting with stage 4 cholangiocarcinoma, something that.
Weet je toch? Dus als hij mij zo van dat, het is abnormaal. Is dat met de jongens, maar ik kwam aan de soort nieuw kanker die zie. Is dat met de kanker is dat bij binnen 6 maanden een keer een ratel alle de inbonjofi. Is dat met de vernietigen hier is king alle de darmen alles aan vernietig. Kiri binnen 6 maanden is dat met de dat er een vindt kans voor onderzoek aan kanker. De maar ontdekken kanker alle tikba, aan die 4e fase ba in een man doen next moro. Na de ya before de man een 3 moro. Apanya toen si voor in is king is dat met ala pres vis king op serie. Is dat met de man een doen next moro. Is dat met je bent feitelijk al dood verklaard. Dan gewoon je asking effecten. Maar ola si, apanya toen si. En de mij zorg ba van dat feitelijk asan disto. Dek a soort kanker disto. A shwaki wan fin srefi. Na pas 70 jaar ding. Sma ik wanga ding. Het is niet normaal voor zo'n jong man, zo'n jong meid. Kan 4e fase kanker, 20. Die door 30 jaar in Maya ben ik ba. Fa! Ano kanto, 50 jaar te vroeg. Die is dat asan nee klopt. En ik van me met dat in een vorige video. Is dat beter. Na dat die mango te kan maxing. Na omen man bigi kise verdwal. Alle de man sa te kan maxing. Bigi fuck up. De man bigi fuck up. Is dat beter. Maar go in de comments. Is dat beter. Go arki de story voor de smas refi. Go lees de story voor de sma. When I was asked as a WFH breastfeeding mother, I wanted to vax my child as my I instantly knew something was very, very wrong. They asked 2 times. The second time, I found a new pediatrician. I never been more grateful to be suspicious of everything. Je ziet toch, jij is mijn show van dat im de suspicious voor alles en inom trust iso schrefi. Is dat beter? Ja was mijn taken lala gewoon. Nobody regrets not taking it. Is dat beter? Alla des maar zou vinden van dat ja, want in een piste voor COVID. Feitelijk ben alla des giden wasa no ticket toch. Alla des maar zou bij de loon toch. Betekent dat ja, je gaat spijt ervan hebben. Je fuck up this dat. Luko deno, yeshito. Luko deno. De same massa betekent van dat ja, im teke anders je die zie dat je bent een gevaar van anderen. Luko van de fuck up no. Yeshito. Molis gomorofara. Many took the jab to protect themselves. Many of us avoided taking it to protect ourselves. Yeshito. Een biggie verschil. Want dit is nog zeker nog kagonya. Is dat beter? This now eerder sikapi. Maar kon look at the common cases. Is a bit. When you see an unusual health phenomenon and you see it is not to be mentioned and not investigated, you know where the cause is expected. The silence is deafening. Amality. Kasi plotseling was aan de opokong. En de man de mange suf kiberatory. Is dat ang government de baketo. ESAU de baket. De high elite de baking. Is a bit. Don't make ane panyaso. Is a bit. Rapid cancer took my mom. She was a 17-year cancer survivor. Yes, she do. Emma be op kanker. En 17 jaar Emma survive a kanker. Maar die Emma teka a maxing. Got the jab and was gone in 3 months. Yes, she do. I begged her not to get the jab. Ama bege Emma funo teka maxing. Toka mago teke bele 3 months Amma dede. Is a bit. I know several who have passed due to this phenomenon of cancer. Animals as well. Yeshito. Coming out of nowhere. Yeshito. Yeshito. It is easier to fool people than it is to convince them that they have been fooled. Yeshito. Omens ma no de. If we see so dem van dat look mat na de kiss dem a kiss dem a no bribi. Dem a di gera ai. For the iwan so dem van dat de wet man kissi, you go take a maxi to dem a kissi. Dem a di gera ai de kwan se willen ni fout zijn. Want de beri kan volgens den de be apleti to van dat ja im lo teken. De arki de wet man to de arki news de longo teken. En hoe de is van dat be fuck up jong sabito. Dat de afiro facite ko so de tam de van dat ai be farki. You know be farki de man sabito. Ime vrouw kan geen schrijven. Ja, shito. Dan als ze schrijven in de scripture. Ja, shito. Te trust iso luko sepsa. Molis disi. Te ete wanja. My friend, the local bookseller here in Sicily, used to talk to me about her job as mabetak nangamang abana de maxine prekesa egoteki. And how she protected herself with a mask everywhere with people around. Ja, shito. Arki news. Ako arki sapsangin. Even at the open air market, a cancer took her in less than a month. Age 53. Binawamong ande defwa kanker. Binawamong. Asan rattle her in his skin direct. Yes, ito. Di sana wates no ni Koshi. Ay. My son's high school friend and work colleague, age 40, was recently diagnosed with cancer, stage 4, bile duct cancer. He passed 2 weeks ago. No one wants to mention the shots. They'd rather blaming it on Eden Raymond and noodles or anything else. Yes, ito. This my stukuf kibratori no as manotak abra vaccino. Quando masaptak de foto. This of time, no me go take my talk, they take all and then the alas de rogoto. No, they did like free. Yes, ito. No, they did like free. They will go take it. No, they fuck up. Yes, ito. Koli said the one. Over the last 18 months, I have lost my sister-in-law who was only 40, lost my mother, lost 3 friends who were in their late 40s, all to cancer. And I know several more people with terminal cancer who are only in their 50s. I think we all know the cause. As my said, takeho, yes, ito. Yes, ito. Look, asma this lassie. And as matag, we halak sabig basa na rida. De longo teka maxing to. De longo teke. De longo teka spoiti to. Yes, ito. De longo teka spoiti. Look, sa ipsa nga de no. De fuck up. Yes, ito. Yes, ito. A fit young active neighbor of mine discovered they had liver cancer after not feeling very well for a week. 5 weeks later, they died. Yeshito. Turbo is the word. Yeshito. Yeshito. My twin brother took 1 shot of Moderna that now have this and you have this boy this I bekantiki. My twin brother took 1 shot of Moderna on the duress and development stage 4 cancer. Yeshito. He was completely healthy before the jab. And now he is gone. He passed from pneumonia fighting the cancer. He had just finished his 6th chemo session and was to go for radiation 2 weeks later, but never made it. Yeshito. Yeshito, asane rattle this mga gevaarlijk. Hij rattle this mga, en dit is no shit up news to, die mga coveratory. Dit is no shit up news, maar jailis ala de story voor ala des masa lasisma. Luko onder een video, ko luko om het comment, onder een video disi. 3200 zoveel comments voor masa tak van dat de lasisma. Yeshito van des mij te de verdwaal. Maar news no cover asandis, de masa van dat no, de mga coveratory. De man dem ook kiberatori, isabi to. Ona na de man kwangen to. Isabi to na government safe kwangen, na government is sukuf protecten serifi no. What's my de virtual. Yes ito. Government is sukuf protecten serifi. May sa takono like the prophet wis na wis atru doti. Wobo ke poti ni fesi mekishi sana sang. Ono ko gibrinex. Isabi to inobef take a vaccine, inobef take a maxine, inobef take a spoiti. And if itekeng ikastel up. Gide baby wa sana besabi inakasan sa ukano na prina ya haobashi miyosha meka parte kuno. Isabi to meka san no pak in his king. Wat ya haobashi miyosha kapura sa his king ho. Hon aka meka san lase effectivity isabi to. Gewoon akasiten zo isabito. Ma unumus bribi isabito. Bribi. Maar usha video to. Usha de testimony voor des ma. Usha sa des matakito. Ko look at the news article no one ano disi one day. Omens ma sukuf bosatori. Isabito omens ma sukuf bosatori fantak iwan sa nepsa. Ako fit as poetif ako fit te foko up Isabito. Omens ma sukuf bosatori. Ko look the article. Look at article ja. Massive COVID vaccine study links jabs to soaring heart attack rates. A colossal study of 85 million people has tied to COVID-19 vaccines come to alarming surge in heart attack rates, sounding dire warnings about the jab's risk. Yeshito. Omens ma kis hartaanval voor die de kaspoiti. Omens ma. Yeshito. Atori one was ma de maiki beratori, de mai beratori ala lesi. Isabito de mai beratori. De man want kan prati. Isabito. Oles ete one artikel. Do je shit om een artikel de George Foreman, en de man is bij een bekende bokser in de Fosting, who pushed COVID vaccines for big pharma, dies suddenly. Yeshito. En maar me booster de man van ja, go take a vaccine, go take a vaccine. En dan man schreef bij te kijken. No man schreef de plotseling. Yeshito, dat na judgment voor amoro e wang na atrang yesi fama anisi. Want like voor sabi na scripture schreef van tak inop trust ESAU schreef inop trust de wetbang. Isabito en isa van tak volgens de wet schreef in de majuk next pot in is king. Isabito. Olis ete wan artikel, de issue om een artikel de Isabito. MI6 chief warned PM COVID was bioengineered for depopulation. UK government hid the truth. Yeshito. De mange kibra true. De man sapsa vaccine die zo doen. Ook hier om mensen maar. Ook die populaire grondtaboe. Ook hier miljoenen sma. Maar de man kibra tori. Want de man kier des maar werkelijk. De man die populaire grondtaboe toch. Yeshito. If you want to go lease the article, is added up the people's voice. Is a bit of. Well, is it one article? Sperm of COVID vaccinated men don't swim. Infertility clinics report. Yeshito. The sperm for the man sasani satika aspoiti. The sperm for the man is showing. The man no man keep chain them a fuck up. Yeshito yeshisepsa. Tine arki. Is a bit of. Infertility clinics are reporting that the sperm of COVID vaccinated men do not swim and that the eggs of women who had the jabs do not grow into embryos. Yeshito. The sperm for the man is swing and the eggs for the vrouw then they grow going ching. Isabi the dampers is so. So if you find a casa this and was and you like what else I know me fast and self in a pure wickedness dinas poiti. Walo san a fuck up, no. Walo san a fuck up. Isabito. Ito one article. First world leader admits the COVID vaccinated are no longer human. Yeshito. Yeshito. Across the globe, the vaccinated are collapsing. Heart attacks, strokes, turbo cancer, and autoimmune disorders striking down the young and healthy alike. Athletes, celebrities, and influencers who push the jabs. Even children on school playgrounds. None are spared. Yeshito. As I say, kill walos ma virtual. En a tori wan panya ma de may tang kibri kibratori. Isabi de may tang kibri kibratori. Yeshito. De may tang kibri kibratori. May shifantak atori dis. O prati de profetota obo pushing. Dat na unuroko bawa pushing. Yeshi omen article de. Yeshito. Yeshi omen article de abrasan disi. Isabito. Oguin etewang. Report Biden regime new natural immunity prevented COVID but hid it from the public. Yeshito. De man besa fantak in natuurlijke immuunsysteem memang klara COVID free. De man mesabi. Dat gewoon even om te kijken abo pura COVID, maar de man kibra to ni. De man pote so fantak a vaccine wan beka pura COVID. Yeshito. Dat make inom trust de man die schreef. A new report has revealed that the Biden administration knew natural immunity protected from serious side effects of COVID, but chose to hide this information from the public. Je ziet dat. Dus in natuurlijke immuunsysteem, bij mij verdragen COVID gewoon, abokeren gewoon. Maar de man kibratori gis, alsof de man kapusha vaccine kotapi. Dat na de man agenda, isabito. Olis ete een artikel. Yale scientists warned COVID jabs are causing new syndrome called VAIDS. Asane jam eme kwa hernieuw baka. One new siki in his skin. Scientists at Yale University have discovered a new syndrome linked to the mRNA COVID vaccines called vaccine-acquired immune deficiency syndrome. The previously unknown condition, the post-vaccination syndrome, is a destructible immunity response following vaccination. It's a destructive immunity response following vaccination caused by altered cytokine responses. Dus dit feitelijk het tegen gewoon is abit even lezen gomor van was je van dat gewoon een COVID vaccine feitelijk. Vernietig je immuunsysteem waardoor je alle chipjes aan de fucking op. Dat hij doet. In plaats van een booster een fucking op juist. Je ziet dat, juist een fucking op. Is abit wel eens het een wansani. One article, Moderna fined for luring children into COVID vaccine trials with teddy bears without parental consent. Dus baka, de man is ook koriup ching, voor deka aspoiti. Zonder je toestemming, baka de man is doing. Is a bit wel. Wel is het een artikel. CDC study finds 12,400% surge in premature infant deaths among COVID vaccinated mothers. Yeah, boy. 12,400%. Dus if I ben 3 voor alle contact voor een herpopulatie van Amerika, if I ben 3% gewoon kans dat ik China de inhiberen. No na 12 is geklaard met 12,400%. Dat ik China het if je te kaspoiti. This is zo rinkbaar van dat if je te kaspoiti feitelijk in op denk ik China zelf. Heb China no libi. Je hebt denken aan zelf, joh. Je gaat geen kinderen hebben. If je denkt als poëtie, nou heb je baka die teken. Dan je man zwanger baka, heb je gewoon fok. Dit is zo rinkbaar van dat als aan dit als poëtie die stond letterlijk pure evil de inning. Letterlijk en figuurlijk pure evil. Je ziet toch, letterlijk en figuurlijk. Dit is dan letterlijk en figuurlijk pure evil. Nou toch, je hebt maar samen bij de overtuiging van dat deze man de jafo je pono. Zo is je van dat in hem trust de weet man nanga no sense. De man no de jafo je pe. Vernietig de man vernietig uno. Is dat weet je? Mogen we in de scriptures direct. Kom ik de scriptures taki. We gaan in Ecclesiastes. Die na apocrypha. Well, yes. Dan moet je zeggen, goed. Dus boek even Ecclesiastes. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Yeshito. As scripture is sorry lala. Nooit im trust je vijanti. Want like van isri e frustu, so aman is a wickedness te. Met andere woorden, no yang manka de bon. Maar isri altijd iki sende voor frustu. En to bigi frustu, o laat ik paki you. Want de man trust ESAU to. De man trust de wit man to. Suma edra a World Health Organization. Tijdens COVID, suma be ama bigi taki tapagron tapo. Na WHO to. Ala nenti wele tatifi wele kusade a voorzitter voor WHO betaki. Yeshito. En dan man betaki van dat ja ook aan vaccin. Isabit allemaal moest weer masker. Ama dat begi order ga hier kon tapo. Isabit WHO. O arkamanto. De masa ko teka vaccin. O arkento ulong ko tekento. Luko zeipsano, luko mes mai dede no. I trust the man to luko zeipsano. To the scripture tak duidelijk. Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. A scripture is sorry van dat nooit hem trust de kama antisi. Isabito. Want de einde van de dag, de man doet de wickedness. En dan you all leiden eronder. Isabito. We gaan in de scripture. Dat hij in Psalm chapter 10 vers 2. The book of Psalms chapter 10 verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Yes, ito. This dema etake and this dema edu. Dema epina uno. Isabito. Dema epina uno. Nanga the devices for the bank and affects in the one for the devices. So dema kisuno. Dema spoiting win uno and dema epina uno no. En deze gelden letterlijk, de was go take a spoity want voor je hun gelden. De was aan go taking no no de uno dat switch with you de. Switch with you de. Maar de was aan long go taking no de na vrede dem de. Want you know sap if you edit up a headlace. Is a bit you know sap if na draad los as aan roko. Want dat die man be go take a de a vaccine be de pas. Omens man be pas wala tori. Is a bit omen tori be boss. Fantakia. Gewoon die de op je telefoon. One piece style dat de pote na prespe an na guine e anu honish fa meti e hari like isri di ne brudo yeshi to so yeshi fantak iso sap sama poti isa bita ma sap sama poti in as poeti walopchi micro robots di in as poeti e vernietigen inberen e fuck you up isa bito walopchi micro robot isa bito like fast scripture. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Yes, we're going to one last description. Come sorry, sumana enemy for uno. Dat is in Deuteronomy chapter 28, vers 68. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Shall be sold unto your enemies. Yes, ito. Unto your enemies for the bondmen and for the bondwomen and no man shall buy. Yes, ito. Siya letterlijk ay soro van tak. Wag win Egypte baka na nga boto. En uno na de enige bevolkingsgroep tabak tabu sa gwe grootschalig na nga boto gwen slavernij. Want Egypte want tak slavernij. Isabito. Like fa omen ma abataki van tak ja yo go abigi jari isabit if you furu de maupoti na bigi jari isabito. Dat don want tak letterlijk yo go tap wan bigi jari. Isabito dat want tak strafoso. So nengere lop tak ulop tak in gelijkenis ulop tak in code. So uno de lekwa people. Isabito. En dan zo is het schrijven boek die zie hier Bijbel zo is het schrijven dan begin je de meeste zijn attack in code attack in gelijkenis en zo ude is dat beter zo ude dan make negere lobasan sa de kar kot odo unu lobasan dati daar people no lobasan dat na gewoon pier borsto de taking van de Holland man de dape de gewoon pier borsto de taking de heidenen nanga unu enemy den man hun hebben gewoon spreekwoorden maar spreekwoorden aan de assembly kot odo is dat beter Kot odo na gewoon letterlijk te want takwasan. Na was ma iwan tegi ma was ma wasan ma iwan takam verstaan direct. Isabito. Iwan takwa ma iwan tegi was ma kotak ida wa fisha. Da wa mga kontrapisa ina de po na nga mang. Na gewoon je kot wa odo in model ga mang. Ama no verstaan. Mga des masasabi. De mo vers van tak. Oh, de samante na da samante nga ma isi. Isabito. Dat nasa sa uno lobby. Uno lob tak in code mek tras mano verstaan. So uno de. Isabito. En dan dis nou am de voorbeelden voor dat. Isabito. Egypt na letterlijk aan want slavernij. Want die uno bede in Egypt, u bede in slavernij. Isabito. Want if you ga straf oso. De you go straf oso aan of presiri. If you lose baka de my sorry man eh no if you do arot say baka na bomaya go baka ere. Tanu antak na lagi go kanap si mo na straf oso yo go baka. Isabito de man potegi special fa ya if you do asan baka da kaya na the straf is kan. De man no de kita ti da mister nengere o te yo fa dak eh. If you make one ka baka na ho yo go bigi jari baka ere of yo go boma baka. That is hori ho fa dak eh na so ude Isabito. ma a punt na just skrif van tak wo ser purun uno enemy o bai uno. En sommige met de massa besas onder sa umbede in slavernij jana die sena in Suriname, Brazilië, Amerika, onder soort bevolkingsgroep, onder de witman. This is sorry van tak na de witman na uno enemy. En like families in one of the scripture kom we ne baka. Like families ja, never trust thine enemy. Dat het je letterlijk en figuurlijk. Nooit im trust de witman. Isabito one de man na de wicked one. Nooit im trust de witman. Isabito altijd im ta ayang de man. Altijd de man dat wan doe je wan san. Isabito vraag van de man lo bonok. Altijd de man wan doe no wan san. De man wan show no ho. Isabito. Maar me hoop dat lessen is edify uno. Me hoop aki uno moral understanding isabito. En me hoop abou uno geloof op. We gaan alam praise na kanang iba ka na moro hiwa sa wekar kado makawerkelijk kaning fugado na ya hawa. In ane fu boy sa wekar Jesus Christus makawerkelijk kaning fu aboy kado na ya hawa shy. Isabito. I want to give all praises and honors to Yahweh. Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Al-Kakoda Shalom. Shalom.